Well, during Women's History Month, we've been highlighting women who are making a difference in their communities. And this morning, we're taking a look back at a group who made history a century ago, the Winslow Petticoat government. A century ago, the small town of Winslow, Arkansas was the place many chose for a quiet getaway.
Winslow was a resort town at that point, and people would come in from Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, different places, and because of the higher elevation, it was nice and cool.
In 1925, the vacation town made history.
You have this group of women who come together, right, and they decide to run for office. In Winslow, Arkansas, of all places, right?
The group of women,
you've got your treasurer, you've got your postmistress, your mayor,
became known as the Winslow Petticoat government, only the second of its kind in the country. The story goes that it started as a joke.
The women were complaining about how the men were running the city. And so the men said, oh, they can't handle it. They just come, if they were elected, they're just going to sit there and drink pink tea and gossip.
Maybe some of the men were kind of egging on the women. Now you've got the vote, so maybe you should run for office kind of thing.
No matter how it started, it ended in a victory, which began a new chapter of growth in Winslow.
They took down the jail, got rid of it. One of the main things they did was change the course of the road going up West Mountain.
They got the highway to come through there. They got people to kind of beautify the area, maybe planting flowers or doing some needed repairs on your homes. And some of the ladies worked with the local lumber companies to make the repairs a little more affordable for people.
The women served 2 successful terms.
The men had asked them to run for a 3rd term, and they said no, they just had too many things going on.
Local historian Rachel Whitaker and museum curator Joanne Kyle have both taken a deep interest in this group of ladies, led by Mayor Maud Duncan, who made a lasting mark on the town.
She was so important to Winslow. At 14 or 15, she was already teaching. She had her teaching certificate.
She's the second registered female pharmacist in the state of Arkansas. She's run the newspaper.
April 7th, 2025 will mark 100 years since the Petticoat government took office. And as the town celebrates the centennial, Whitaker and Kyle agree it's important to honor this unique piece of local history.
We haven't had this happen again in Northwest Arkansas, so it's kind of a one-off at this point. But it's also just this incredible story of these hometown ladies who make this, massive change to what's going on.
If you drive through Winslow today, only a few buildings remain from the era of the Petticoat government, but the impact of these trailblazing women is something the town will never forget.